to listen to is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths, in particular Sally Hardesty and her invalid brother Franklin. It is all the more tragic in that they were young, but had they lived very, very long lives, they could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that day. For them, an idyllic summer afternoon drive became a nightmare. The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history. Sorry, annals of American
Enos.
history.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even editing that out. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Let's fucking go.
And I would just like to note that narration done by John Larroquette, who I love. If you've never watched Night Court, the original Night Court,
I have
you
not.
won't understand. He's so funny. I love him so much. He recorded this narration unpaid. All he received in exchange was a joint, and I respect it.
That's the kind of deal that they could probably get you to negotiate, you know? Yeah, I'll take some weed.
If you're putting me in a horror movie, I will do it for free.
Hell yeah, take note if you're a filmmaker listening to this.
Mm.
Independent filmmaker. You want a final girl?
Jason has to be involved.
Okay.
I'm not,
Monkstorm Films, if you're listening to this.
who
We're
knows how
gonna
I
get you
feel.
in.
I
Still
will
shit.
literally do a nude shot in a Friday the 13th movie for free.
I will literally support you.
You can have my titties for free as long as Jason is motorboating them.
But we're not here to talk about Jason.
No,
It's a different icon. It's
we're here to,
Leatherface.
we're here to talk about Bubba, which before you come to the comments to tell me that he's only nicknamed Bubba in the sequel, I don't give a fuck.
No,
Because
I get it.
Bubba is my pet name for him. It's
Yeah,
not so much a nickname, it's my affectionate name for him because I love him so dearly.
yeah, he's Bubba to all of us. He's Bubba to me. He's sweet and innocent, really, when you think about it. He just has a chainsaw, which complicates matters.
I'm gonna call him Bubba probably throughout this entire recording. Deal with it. That's what I call him.
Yeah, I think I've called him Bubba in my notes. There's a
It's
couple of
easier to
times where I
write
say Leatherface, but
it's
Bubba,
easier
like,
to write Bubba than
yeah,
Letterface. I
yeah, it's
literally
easier. It's shorter.
I think when I referred to him in my notes, I just wrote Bubs because I'm lazy.
That's Bubs.
That's Bubs. Not to be confused with Bub, which is why I add the little S. Distinction.
Exactly right.
So
But
before we
yes,
get into this recording, I just want to
okay.
preface this by saying I'm really not feeling very well today. I have a sore throat.
You do
So
sound different.
you can spare me, the comments about how I sound like shit because I'm aware.
Maybe people will like it. Maybe we'll have
No,
to adjust and have you in a state of perpetual sickness,
no, please
just
no.
for the vibes.
I have Vicks Vapor Rub all over myself. Like the
Yeah.
visual is not
You sound extra dusky this week.
I am
Yes, so that's why she sounds like she does.
sound like ass. So,
You sound fine. I mean, I can tell that you're sick. You're not dragging us down too much. It's okay.
oh well, thank you.
No worries.
So and it just additionally to that, if you hear any kind of like feedback in this episode, it's me hitting the mute button to blow my nose or to cough within an inch of my life. So, any audio anomalies, please just forgive them this week. I
Yeah.
didn't want to pick another date to record because,
We have a limited window, really,
well,
for
today is a
TCM.
very special day.
Exactly right.
And I say today, even though we're Saturday the 16th, but this is dropping on Monday the 18th. So when I say today, I'm referring to Monday. It is a very special day for Texas Chainsaw fans and in the horror community because that
Sound right.
is the date that these events took place. The events described in the narration at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that's what TCM Day is based on then. It's not based on release dates or anything. It's
Nope.
story occurrence.
August 18th is to TCM what October 3rd is to Mean Girls, for those who don't understand.
Okay, that's definitely a reference that will go down well on the horror podcast. Well done.
Everybody loves Mean Girls. Come on.
Watched it since I was a teenager, but I know I like it. I know the memes, of course. She doesn't even go here.
There are many memes, but let's get back to
You can't sit with us.
let's get back to what we're
It's
here to discuss, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
the original classic.
the original classic.
Get it?
I did so much research leading up to this recording and I learned things that I never wanted to learn.
Oh, really?
It's look, it's out there already in the ether that it was a very difficult shoot in terms of the heat, which I think reached over 100 degrees because they were
It's
in the middle of a heat wave in Texas.
shot on location, right?
Shot on location. But then we have the indoor scene, specifically the dinner scene, which was shot during broad daylight, except it's supposed to take place at night. So they hung blackout curtains in this dining room, which raised the temperature in the dining room to about 120, 125 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
There were dead animals, real dead animals, donated by a local veterinarian that were strewn all about the house. So we have the smell of rotting animal flesh. We have body odor from the people that are stuck in this house filming. So one thing that I learned is that actors and crew members would get so close to passing out, or they would just exit the house quickly, go vomit, and then come back to resume shooting.
Damn. So the real horror was the making of this movie, not the movie itself.
Look, I have immense respect for Toby Hooper, but I feel like this shoot could have been handled differently. And it does kind of play into how I watch the movie. When you see like the literal rotting flesh and you see the discomfort, a lot of the actors in the movie have said openly that they used their discomfort from the extreme heat and the smell and just channeled it into their characters,
Yeah.
which feels, which to me means like a lot of the discomfort that I'm seeing on screen is real. It's a bit strange. The one quote that has stuck with me belongs to Edwin Neal, my precious little hitchhiker, Nubbins. He is a Vietnam War veteran, and he said that shooting this film was worse than being in Vietnam.
Yeah, it's fine.
S- s-
Must have been rough.
It
I think it was worth it. It's a great movie.
the shoot was supposed to take 2 weeks and ended up taking 4. So these animal corpses were kind of fermenting in that heat for 4 weeks. Regardless, it is one of the best independent films ever made. It's Joe Bob's favorite horror movie of all time.
It's his favorite movie.
It is his favorite horror movie of all time.
Oh, great taste confirmed.
I side more with Darcy. I prefer the reboot over the original. We will get into that after we talk about the movie. I love this movie. It's a 5-star movie, but there are levels to it for me when I watch it. First, we start with some roadkill.
The Armadillo.
We have a dead armadillo, and we have a body posed in a cemetery. He's sitting on this monument in a cemetery that's kind of like
Yeah,
phallic
this
shaped,
corpse, yeah.
and it looks very much like
It's up
the
his butt.
monument is up his butt.
Yeah.
It's
No, I get it.
funny.
I'm on the same wavelength.
We usually are, but we open on dead armadillo and then dead body sodomy. I don't know.
Dead body sodomy.
I don't know. I'm on NyQuil today. Please excuse me.
We should put that in like the post when we announce the episode.
I'll put it in the episode description if you'd like.
Let's go.
We learned that there are some grave robbers running amok in Newt, Texas.
Something to do.
And we join a group of young kids who are on a road trip. We have Sally, who's our final girl. We have her annoying brother. He is the most annoying fucking being ever.
Ever. Damn, you really hate him. He's Sally's brother though, right? He's extra annoying though. I mean, it's understandable why, if you know the movie. But He's certainly more aggravating to me than Franklin.
Franklin seems annoying for no reason. We've got Sally, we've got her boyfriend Jerry, and we've got their friends Pam and Kirk. So we've got two couples and we have Franklin. So maybe he feels like he's fifth wheeling it.
Well, he is the outsider, not just in terms of relationship, but in terms of his physical disability. So there is there is a level of um, I guess where you can understand his frustration at certain things that happen. But like you say, he's very whiny. He's very annoying. It's like it goes both ways. Like,
Only near the end of the movie, the third act, is when we finally see Sally get very fed up. Like, regulate your feelings, bro.
yeah, he's a very resentful person, and like I say, I can kind of understand where some of it comes from because of the situations in the movie. But it's not as if everyone else is being a complete douchebag to him.
Their van is stopped on the side of the road just as Franklin takes a tumble, and I have a little giggle.
He rolls all the way down the hill.
He does. He rolls into a ditch, into an embankment. And then we learn that Pam is into astrology. Says like Mercury's in Gatorade or some shit. I don't know.
Mercury's in Gatorade.
I don't understand. Like when they say like you're an Aries sun rising, like what the fuck does that even mean?
What's your star sign?
I'm a Pisces, and I know I'm very like aware of
It's the fish one, right?
it's the fish one. We're very sensitive and very empathetic. We're very emotion based. So I know what like everything there is to know about Pisces because that's my sign. But like all this extra crap that Pam starts getting into, I have no clue.
I'm an Aquarius.
I
Just
see. I don't know anything about Aquarius except you're a water bearer.
I know, right? I do carry water for a lot of people, especially you. But
Oh,
yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat on terms of astrology. I don't really believe in it, but then like I'll see some random post on Twitter about Aquariuses, and it's like they've got my number.
so anyways, we got off
Back to the movie.
we got off track. But the takeaway from this scene is that Pam is all into astrology and she's kind of telling everybody what their horoscopes have in store for them. Um, they make a quick stop at the cemetery to see Grandpa because people are grave robbing. So they check
Yeah,
on his grave.
you've maybe being disturbed.
He's okay though. They get back on the road.
I mean, he's not okay. He's dead, but I get what you mean. His grave's fine.
His corpse is okay. So they get back on the road.
It's unpenetrated.
I'm not opening that door. Yes. So
Necromantic too is goaded.
they get back onto the road and they experience some less than pleasant smells. And
Dead
this
cow smell.
opens yeah, and this opens the door for Franklin to get into some slaughter lore.
Yeah, he starts talking about how cows get their brains bashed in at slaughterhouses and how they've moved away from that recently to another technique using the bolt gun, like No Country for Old Men, but with cows.
And the whole while, Pam is begging him to stop because
It's
she
just like, shut up,
insists
this is
she's
uncomfortable.
never going to eat meat again.
Like, why would you
And
talk about this?
well, that's it.
It's
I don't give a shit. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
yeah, it's too much. Deep.
Franklin is having his monologue about slaughtering cows. He's freaking out everybody in the van. And that's when they decide to pick up my nubbins, my precious. You know what it is? I think that makes me like hold Leatherface and Nubbins in such high regard.
What
They're
is it?
very childlike. And obviously with Leatherface, there's a mental deficiency there. But I think it's that childlike behavior that draws me to them. Yes, they're doing bad things, but at the same time, like there's an innocence about them. So Nubbins gets into the van and he's trying to talk to them. And yes, he's very weird. Okay. He's
Yeah,
weird. But I think
he's
throughout the
he's a big ball of like nervous energy and these facial
yeah,
tics that he has.
yeah. And when they kind of rebuff things that he has to say, you can see almost like the hurt on his face.
Yeah,
And that's why he's my precious. I love Nubbins. I love Ed Neal.
He's sensitive. He's kind of deranged, but he's also sensitive, and that's what really counts.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. I'm
That's
drawn to people who are sensitive.
why I'm
So,
here. I'm a little softy.
excuse me? Who just said that? Because it wasn't you.
Me,
You sensitive?
totally.
Moving on. We pick up this hitchhiker, and Franklin finally has somebody to talk slaughter with. They get into
Yeah, he even has photographs, right?
he's got photographs, and Franklin, talks about the hammer and then the upgrade to this air gun. And Nubbin says that nothing works better than the sledgehammer. Foreshadowing.
Swift and effective.
The hitchhiker talks at one point about you would hit one of the cows with a hammer and they would be twitching and convulsing. And that's exactly what happens to Kirk in this movie. So I think there were a lot of careful correlations drawn between cattle
For
and
sure.
the human victims of the Sawyer family, Slaughter family. Sorry. I just default to calling them the Sawyers. Please don't get mad.
They are the Sawyers in this movie, right? Or are they unnamed in this movie?
They're unnamed, but I believe originally it was Slaughter. And I think that's why Kim Henkel named them the Slaughters in Next Gen.
Yeah. And we defer to Toby Hooper. As Steven Spielberg's official understudy, that's who we defer to.
Let's not get into that.
And I was hoping you'd buy it.
Okay, you know what? You want me to bite? Fine, I
No,
will
no, no,
bite.
no, don't do it. Yeah.
Toby Hooper fucking directed Poltergeist. Okay?
Okay.
You want to fight about it? You
No,
know my at.
you
Scream
scare
Queen
me.
514.
Okay. I'm glad. I'm relieved.
Hooper was the one behind the camera. This has been confirmed by the cast, by the crew, and by Spielberg himself. I'm going to get off that tangent now because yes, that actually makes me very irrationally angry when people want to fight with me about that. Um,
It's nice of me to poke the bear, though.
you just like controversy, especially when you're not the one involved in it.
I do, right? Like, if I can watch from a distance, it's pretty cool.
So it's at this point that Nubbins starts talking about head cheese, which
Which sounds awful.
it sounds awful. It is awful. Based on my research, it was one of the titles that they were considering for this movie.
Head cheese.
Head cheese.
Imagine if we were celebrating the 50th anniversary of head cheese.
I think head cheese was like down on the list of potential names. I know that when Gunnar Hansen signed on, the movie was called Leatherface. And Toby Hooper changed the name, and Gunnar Hansen was really bummed because he thought that this movie was going to be his chance at superstardom and that
Yeah,
the
he,
name
he
change
wanted
would
to be
kind
like
of.
the star, I guess.
Well,
In a
he
sense.
is the star. No offense to Marilyn Burns or anybody else. Um, it's just like any movie, Halloween, Friday the 13th. The villain is the star. The villain is who we root for. So he got his wish in that sense. Unfortunately,
Just didn't get the name.
the movie didn't catapult him into superstardom. I don't think that would have made the difference at the end of the day, personally.
And I think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a better name than Leatherface, which we have to have now anyway.
But it's Texas Chain
So
Saw Massacre when we talk about the original movie.
exactly, it's an important distinction, guys.
Because when we say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all one word, that's 2003. So
Which I guess we'll also do an episode on at some point. It's definitely a movie that we both love.
the Texas Chainsaw remake is the best of the remakes. Sorry, Jason.
Let's see.
Mm. So the hitchhiker, being the friendly guy that he is, invites this group of kids over for dinner. I think this is the moment where we see like the hurt on his face, and this is when I want to reach through the screen and hug him because this group of kids refuses his invite to dinner. At this point, I think everybody in the van except for Franklin thinks he's very, very weird.
Yeah, you're right.
I love Nubbin.
So
Also, I think Nubbin is like a third nipple, maybe.
I don't know. I'll
I
take
got
your
that
word for it though.
I got that from friends because Chandler has a third nipple and he calls it his nubbin. So,
Okay.
I like to think Nubbins is named after a third nipple.
Hmm.
Anyways, I
Lucky
love him
Malachite.
either way. It's a non-functional nipple. It's purely there for decoration.
All male nipples non-functional.
Literally the line from the show when he's like compared to my other 2 functional ones,
I certainly haven't produced any milk so far.
men produce nut milk. Anyways,
Nut milk. That's what I'm calling it from now on. It's milk. That's the takeaway from this episode, guys.
so they refuse the dinner invite, and that's when Nubbins pulls out a straight razor or
Well,
knife or
he actually takes Franklin's knife first, right?
he does. He takes Franklin's knife
Because
first.
Franklin's like, I guess, like trimming or picking at his nails with his little penknife.
Was it a penknife or was it like a Swiss Army knife?
Yeah, I guess it's a Swiss knife.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. What matters is
Yeah.
Franklin has his own knife, and it does end up getting lost because he does kind of have a shit fit later looking for it.
But initially, Nubbins takes Franklin's little knife and he decides that he's going to slice into his palm because what else would you do? But the others don't go for it. They're kind of horrified by this. And
They're,
Nubbins, he gives Franklin his knife back and then he pulls out his own little switchblade.
and that's when he does what we all want to do. He cuts Franklin.
He just takes a little nick out of his arm.
And that's when they pull over and make Hitchhiker tuck and roll.
Yeah, that's a little much.
It is. And you know what? A really funny anecdote after this movie came out. Um, I think it was like the chief of police in Texas or something shook Ed Neal's hand and thanked him for lowering the hitchhiking rate in the state of Texas by 18%.
His impact.
If you need a cautionary tale about picking up hitchhikers, look no further than Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But yeah, they get him out of the van because he's freaked them out too much, and then they head to a gas station where
And
the girls grab some Coca Cola.
they realize they're low on gas, but the gas station doesn't have any gas. So they decide to continue along their journey to the Hardesty house. The house is abandoned basically, and they just want to go and visit it. They stop, and this is the moment when Franklin starts to get increasingly more annoying.
Because the others are able to go into the house and explore, look around, and he isn't because it'd been all overgrown. And there's no wheelchair ramp. There's
There
no stair
isn't.
lift.
He wants to go to the creek
He's
with
kind of
Pam
stuck.
and Kirk for a swim. Obviously, they can't bring him because it's a bit of a rough terrain, but Pam tells Kirk that apparently Franklin's grandfather used to carry him down to the creek.
That's nice of him.
So, I
When he
guess
was
he's
smaller.
well, that's it, when he was smaller, and then I think it's Kirk who remarks Franklin has never been small.
What they carried him.
Well, that's it. So Pam and
He
Kirk
stays there for
go for a swim, or they're going to go for a swim, but they end up getting distracted when they see another house, and Kirk wants to go and check if he can barter for some gas. And that's when they start poking around this house, which I mean, we all know is never a good idea in a horror movie.
mind your
Nosy
own
people,
business.
right? I said this when we watched it. Like Kirk gave me Clay vibes from House of Wax 2005. Clay was a nosy little motherfucker. He fucked around and he found out. And spoiler alert, Kirk is about to fuck around and find out.
He is indeed about to find out.
So they go poking around this house. They find a generator. They find a lot of cars, presumably the ones that belong to the people that they've killed over the years. But Kirk decides to go into the house.
As you do.
As you do. What? No. And you know what? Jerry makes this same mistake later, but well,
We'll get to that.
we'll get to that. But
For
Kirk
now, it's
decides
Kirk.
to go into the house. He's not even in the house for more than 30 seconds when he sees Leatherface. Gets pummeled on the head with a sledgehammer, starts twitching and convulsing,
And he
very much
gets
like the
brain real quick.
cows. Yeah. like the cows that Nubbins was describing, and then Leatherface just chucks him into this little dungeon/workshop and slams the door. While Pam sits outside on a swing waiting for her boyfriend to come back. Pam has no idea what's happening. She waits for a little while. And then I think she starts to get suspicious. So she gets up from the swing and we get the iconic shot. Red shorts, red short shorts.
Yeah, on the swing. She gets up off of the swing, walks towards the house.
We've got
Peak
this camera
cinema,
angle.
peak cinematography.
We've got this camera angle that's like low to the ground looking up. It's perfect.
Yeah, Daniel Pearl cooked on the cinematography in this movie.
Daniel Pearl is the unsung hero of this movie. Like
For
Toby
sure.
Hooper deserves all the credit. Everybody deserves all the credit that they get for this movie, but we don't talk about Daniel Pearl enough because his cinematography, I think, is what put this movie over the edge to
Yeah,
become a classic.
yeah, I agree. He definitely elevates it. And considering like not just the problems that they've had to face during the production, but the limited budget they had to work with to begin with. Like this movie, it looks so good. Even today, it looks so good. And like you say, he's the unsung hero for me. Like great cinematography. It's iconic, and this scene, everybody knows it, and rightly so.
I don't think this movie would be what it is without Daniel Pearl's involvement.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just such a good movie to look at, even with a limited budget.
So Pam goes looking for her boyfriend and she finds Leatherface. Well, no, that's not true. She goes into the house first and she falls
Yeah,
in
she
a
falls
room,
into this room that's full of like bones and feathers
feathers and chickens
and general shit. It's a mess. And she
and
stays
I
on
don't
the ground for quite a while.
she's on the ground and she's just becoming aware of a million things in this room that are disturbing all at once. She spots one thing, then she spots something else. But after laying on the ground in this room for what feels like 5 minutes, she finally gets up and tries to run. But you know what, Bubba? He just wants a hug.
True that.
It's very wholesome. He just gives her this big bear hug.
She tries to run out the front door and he's a little too spry for her. He grabs her and we get that iconic shot of him dragging her back into the house. Like you say, hugging her. But yeah, she tries to escape. He catches her, takes her into his little back room there, where he's got what's his name again?
Kirk.
Kirk. Kirk's body is laid out dead. So she gets to see Kirk dead just
And
as Leatherface props her up onto this hook.
wow, it's a really traumatizing scene because first she sees her boyfriend is dead, which is traumatizing enough. Then he hooks her right in front of her dead boyfriend. Then he grabs his chainsaw and starts sawing Kirk right in front of her.
Yeah, he starts processing him. You know, he's cutting up like cuts of sirloin and whatnot. Kirk loin. Yeah, like yeah, it's a horrible thing to consider. Like considering the movie itself is not actually that bloody. There's not that much gore in it. A lot of it is like conveyed through certain cuts and
Well, the human
implications and
emotion
shots.
and the human emotion, like
Yeah.
Pam, you can see her trauma on that hook,
Yeah, a lot of the horror is in the reactions.
which Terry McMinn, who plays Pam, she was strung up with this nylon rope, and apparently she could only be hung up for a minute at a time
Hmm.
before she would end up in so much pain that she'd have to be taken down. And apparently they lined this nylon rope with maxi pads
Oh.
to make it more comfortable for her, but it didn't really help ultimately. But in that scene, when she's hanging, the pain that we're seeing on her face is actual real physical pain.
Yeah, which no doubt helps to make it feel really tangible. Should have been a final go, do you think?
No,
No, no, you won't go that far.
well, you know what?
I don't mind characters that I like being killed personally. It adds to the movie, I think.
So maybe I would have liked to see what this movie would have looked like with Pam as the final girl because my biggest issue with this movie is the constant screaming. Marilyn
Yeah.
Burns reaches a register that I think it gets to a point where only dogs can hear her. It's so loud and piercing.
But
But
yeah, I think this scene, not just this specific moment, but also the part where she's being captured by Bubba, dragged back, put on the hook. Like you don't see her get put on the hook as such. You don't see the hook go in, but you feel it. It's conveyed very well, and that's the thing that's really great about this movie. You don't necessarily see the gore. You don't see the violence. It's inferred. It's like conveyed by certain cuts, but it's really effective. They had to work around the budget, I guess, but it, they worked well with it.
Hooper was very intentional in not wanting to show too much gore
Mm.
because I think he understood that he could use his actors and he could use his cinematographer. He could use the tools at his disposal to convey the terror that he wanted to convey. And ultimately, he knocked it out of the park
Yeah, for
because you don't
sure.
see the hook go into Pam. But when he puts her on the hook, every time I kind of wince
But you
because
twinge.
you
Yeah.
twinge, you can feel it.
I mean, that's the thing with a lot of great horror movies. They don't have to show you everything that happens, but as long as the talent behind it is good enough, they can convey it really effectively. And this movie does that. This scene does it in several other scenes.
It does. It does. Hooper made the most out of his small budget,
Yeah, and
and
there's no Academy Award winning performances, of course, but the actors do a great job as well. I think.
Ed Neal deserved an Academy Award, but that's just in my own head.
Which one is he?
Hitchhiker. Nubbins and Bubba are the stars of this movie for me. I like the cook, but I feel like we don't get to see any of the cook's personality until part 2.
Yeah, we get like personality traits, but not necessarily character. Is he called Drayton in this movie, or is that something that's saved for the sequel?
I don't hear the word Drayton get dropped in this movie. I don't even think
Yeah, the
do they
characters don't really get named, the villains.
uh,
They're just sort of referred to in passing.
does the hitchhiker introduce himself when he gets into the van?
Honestly, I forget. I don't think he names himself.
We're awful. Like we just watched this yesterday.
We're a scrappy little podcast. It's fine.
Um
Don't worry about it. He's just referred to as just the cook or just a cook by Nubbins.
okay. So it's at this point that Jerry heads to the creek to go and find Kirk and Pam. Sally wants to go with him, mainly because she wants to get the fuck away from Franklin, but no such luck. Because Franklin is being, increasingly annoying at this point.
Yeah,
So Jerry goes alone to the creek to find Kirk and Pam, and they're not there, but
yeah. He
he
doesn't find
sees
them.
he sees the house, so he decides to go and check if he can find them there.
He investigates further and he goes inside. And it really works out for him at the end.
Does it?
No, not really.
I was gonna say, what movie were you watching?
Like, he goes into the house. He hears a noise in the nearby freezer and opens it. Finds that Pam has been put in there. She's still alive. She's not dead.
And Jerry gets very startled
And then
and
he gets
doesn't.
even more startled by what
Well, that's
happens
it. He
next.
doesn't. He doesn't really have time to assess the situation or even try to help Pam because here comes Bubba and he's dead.
Yeah, and the
He just
scream he
dies
lets out,
immediately.
the scream he lets out when Bubba gets him, it's sort of like Trent in Friday the 13th.
It
Really high,
is.
a really high pitched scream that comes out of this poor guy as he gets killed.
It is.
Which
It's
I enjoy. You don't really have to be fucking masculine when you're being murdered, do you?
no, you don't.
But yeah, it's kind of a raw reaction. Again, another thing I love about movies like this. That's curtains for him.
We'll just take this opportunity to revisit a very good point that you made in an earlier episode, and that's that women are best kept at room temperature.
Did I say that?
You did.
What episode did I say that in?
Slumber Party Massacre when Kim is found in the fridge.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was cooking. Like, yeah, I like my women room temperature at least, preferably hotter.
I think we all do 'Cause anything less than room temperature means they're dead, right?
Yeah, it's
So,
questionable. It's a little sus. I mean, I like necromantic as much as anyone else, but
as much as
it's
anyone else, you
it's not
like it
really not.
more than anyone else.
Yeah, like I think Necromantic 2 is like my highest rated movie from the 1990s.
Jesus. All
Which
right.
is crazy.
I'm you're not gonna get a I'm not gonna disagree there.
Or with it being the highest rated movie or with me being crazy.
Being crazy. Look, I enjoyed Necromantic, but highest rated movie of the '90s when Scream exists, The Faculty exists, Urban Legend exists. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm just a fucking weirdo, really.
You are.
Thank you.
Something else, I'm not gonna argue.
You don't have to agree with everything I say, you know?
I'm just trying to be agreeable.
I mean, if I say something negative about myself, you know, you're welcome to, like, pick me up.
I do.
Do you?
You don't say very many negative things about yourself because you like to glaze yourself. So, let's be real.
Oh my god. Okay.
Am I wrong?
No
You've got
comment.
you've got a very high self-esteem. That's not a bad thing.
I guess.
I don't you glaze
Try
yourself
not
a
to
lot,
be.
and then you open the door and invite others to join in on the glazing.
There's there's like an undercurrent of self-deprecation there, though.
There is,
I don't
especially,
I
when you
don't
talk
actually
about
think I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread.
no, but you think you have a very good taste in movies.
I do. I mean, apparently I don't because I just lost a poll to you.
Oh, Jesus, get over it.
Like last week we mentioned our top 20 zombie movies and we did a poll and Marianne won easily.
Why do you sound so sad when you say that? Like, it's not a big deal. I will add, most of the movies on our top 20 zombie lists were the same. The
Yeah,
only
there's a lot of overlap.
differences the only differences were the positions, and then I had 1 or 2 movies that you didn't have, and you had 1 or 2 movies that I didn't have, which ended up putting it over the top for some people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not that deep. You have good taste. You don't have the
Thank
best
you.
taste ever, but
Okay.
you do have good taste.
Okay, you lost me there at the end.
So, Jerry is dead, and we get a very sexy shot, a close-up of Bubba licking his lips.
Yeah, he has a little mini freak out after killing this guy and then
Is it a freak out? Because I feel like he's
I
kind
don't
of mugging for the camera.
I don't know. Like he has his head in his hands for a second and and then he's licking his lips and we get that iconic shot.
Well, that's it. He's sad for a second, and then he remembers who he is. He readjusts his crown, and he starts licking his lips, and that scene makes me feel things. Then we
Okay.
return to Franklin and Sally.
Okay.
It's dark, it's
Yeah.
nighttime,
Time is
and
passing.
they're still at the van waiting for their friends. Franklin is calling out their names. I think their level of worry is not quite high enough. 3 people have left and not returned. I am going to be, like, fully freaking out.
Yeah, there's an assumption that something's gone wrong.
But they're really not all that worried. I mean, they say that they're worried. They say that, something is wrong, but it's not really reflected in their behavior. Like, I would be full on having a panic attack, I think.
Yeah, they shout a bit, get no response. Like this whole time, I guess they're alerting at least Bubba. I assume he's in earshot,
Yeah, he is.
and
And they don't have it,
Franklin suggests that they just drive off in the van, right?
but they can't because they don't have the keys.
Franklin beeps the horn.
Yeah, when Franklin realizes they don't have keys, he starts honking the horn really obnoxiously.
He's so obnoxious in this whole scene.
Sally asks for the flashlight, and he refuses to give it to her. He is dead weight. Sally wants to go and investigate. He wants to go with her. He is very much being like a child, but ultimately, Sally goes to look for her friends and she takes Franklin. She pushes his wheelchair through some very rough terrain and some very thick brush. Like, where are the wheelchair ramps?
Poor Franklin.
Uh,
No wonder he's mad and salty.
I wouldn't go that far. There's no poor Franklin,
I knew you wouldn't.
but this is my favorite scene in the movie because we're done with Franklin. Like, I mentally, at this point in the movie, I am mentally done with Franklin. I am sick of your fucking shit. I was sick of your shit in the opening. But when he starts getting, like, really testy over the flashlight, I need you to stop fucking talking. Just shut the fuck up. Bubba jumps out as she's trying to navigate
Yeah, he just
the
lurches out of the
wheelchair
darkness
and kills Franklin
with his chainsaw, right?
with his chainsaw. And let's just point out the irony that a movie called Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's only one death by chainsaw.
And this is the one, Franklin.
Sally jumps out of more windows than we get chainsaw deaths. It's the truth. So maybe Leatherface would have been a more appropriate name. I mean, he's got a chainsaw, but he likes his sledgehammer too. So I guess the Texas Sledgehammer Massacre doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, Chainsaw Massacre goes harder. But
But
yeah.
Franklin is dead, and I'm just looking at my notes, and I wrote in all caps, "Thank God."
Yeah, he kills the fuck out of Franklin, starts and then starts chasing Sally through the bushes. I mean, I'm sure she's pretty horrified, but maybe there's an undercurrent of relief. Who knows?
She runs through some very thick brush, which obviously is no match for a chainsaw.
Yeah, because he's got the chainsaw active this whole time, and he decides he's going to do some landscaping as he chases her, cuts through the bushes. So she's not getting that much of a lead. Slows him down a little bit.
Marilyn Burns cut herself quite badly running through this brush.
Really?
She did, and a lot of the blood on Sally's shirt belongs to Marilyn. It's real
Damn.
blood.
Method acting. She's like the Daniel Day-Lewis of horror.
She runs and she sees Bubba's house. She goes and pounds on the door, goes inside, finds Grandpa upstairs, and begs him for help, not realizing that, she's barking up the wrong tree, obviously.
Grandma's there, right? She's all rotted and decomposed.
Grandma is rotted. Grandpa is
Grand
rotted too. The
Yeah,
difference is he's still
Grandpa's
alive.
decomposed. He's just still alive. Yeah.
Um, but Bubba ends up catching up with her, and she jumps out of a second-story window to escape.
Yeah. Originally, she tries to like run back downstairs, but he cuts her off.
It's
She flees
funny,
back
like, when
upstairs
she
and
tries to run
yeets herself.
downstairs and screams in his face, you kind of see a jump scare on Bubba. Like, he doesn't know how to handle it. But
So,
she ends up jumping out the window to
when the
escape.
killer gets jump scared by the survivor,
She runs to a nearby gas station.
and he's actually cooking there.
He's c she
He's cooking
finds
meat.
she finds Drayton cooking. She begs for help.
He says, "Sure, I'll help you."
And, "Yeah, sure, I'll help you." You don't realize right away that he's one of them because we haven't seen him throughout the entire movie. We don't even know at this point that Nubbins is related to Bubba.
Yeah, we saw him briefly earlier at the gas station, where I guess it was a little weird, but it wasn't really villainous. But at this point, there's a possibility that he's going to help, but
I
as
I
it
think
turns out, he's not.
I think it's that moment in a horror movie
The little twist.
where well, no, where they give you they give the audience a little bit of relief. Like, "Okay, she's gonna be okay." And then slowly, or not slowly, you realize, "Oh,
Actually, this guy's a fuckhead.
pretty much." And he starts like, this just I don't know what the emotion Hooper was trying to convey in this scene was, but to me, it's pure comedy because Cook is just whacking her repeatedly with a broom.
Yeah, like he goes away briefly to get his pickup truck, I guess. Comes back, shows up with a sack and some rope, and it
And
becomes clear that he's the bad guy. And like you say, then he whips out this broom, starts hitting her with it. It's kind of comedic.
this is like the beginning of the third act when we get Sally screaming.
Yeah.
Like my notes, I'm looking at my notes right now, and I think the word scream appears like 12 times.
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's a loud movie in general, but the final
This,
act is where it
yeah,
gets really loud.
yeah. I
It's
just picture,
it's an attack on the senses.
yeah, it is. He ties her up. By the way, the rag, the cloth that he uses to tie her up with, apparently, is the cloth that they used to wipe down the craft service table on
Uh,
production of the movie,
yeah.
um, and was therefore dirty with rotted meat.
Damn, so they used this for the scene after they used it for that purpose.
I believe so.
That's wild.
Like,
That must have been horrible.
I I know your budget was small, but you couldn't afford a piece of cloth that was, I mean, it doesn't have to be clean, but Jesus
Yeah, like,
fucking
come on now,
Christ.
like, use a different cloth.
I
Like,
hope Marilyn Burns got hazard pay.
I know, right? You can like, surely you can afford more than one cloth. You don't have to use the same cloth for different tasks, including filming.
It is
Oh, that
what it
must have been
is,
horrible breathing that shit in.
right? Well, I don't, it said she was tied up with it.
This production.
Was she gagged? Did he
Oh,
gag her?
he did gag her.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Maybe
don't,
maybe that was used for that purpose, or maybe not.
well, that's
I
it.
would hope not.
What I read
You
was
just
that
tie her
she
up or so.
what I read was that she was tied up with it. I sincerely hope that they did not put a rag that was contaminated with rotten meat in her mouth. That's actually really gross. But he he ties her up, puts her in a sack, and loads him into his pickup truck and heads back to the farm. And at one point during the ride, she wakes up and he just starts poking at her repeatedly with this broom handle. And he's like,
He's
the
talking
ex-
shit as well.
he's talking shit, but the expression on his face, he's giddy,
Yeah, he's so gleeful about all this. What a nasty little troll this guy is.
right? But they
Relatable.
yes, I know for you.
Rude. Do you agree with
Sorry.
everything I say?
Um, yes? No. Anyways, they arrive back at the house where they run into Nubbins walking down the driveway, and Drayton just starts berating Nubbins. They get Sally out of the truck, they bring her into the house, and that's when Cook gets very, very angry about their door. Look at what your brother did to the damn door. They bring Sally in and they tie her to a chair in the dining room. The chairs are all made out of bones. A lot of their furniture is constructed with human body parts, human bones,
Yeah,
including the dining room chairs.
there's like this bench that's adorned with rib cages and skulls and femur bones.
They also use
It's quite
bones
gross.
as, I don't want to say wind chimes, but they hang them. And I don't think they ever really get into the purpose of them in the movie. I know in the game that is based on the movie, you do have bones hanging everywhere. And the purpose is when you walk through them, it kind of alerts the family to your location.
I wouldn't know.
Sally's tied to a chair made of human remains, and they bring Grandpa downstairs,
Yeah, Bubba and the hitchhiker carry him.
yeah, insisting that Grandpa's the one that is going to finish her off because he's the best at it.
Yeah, he's not in his prime though, so it's a little bit tricky.
So before they try to get him to get that bitch, they cut her finger and put her finger in Grandpa's mouth so that he can suck on it. Because apparently, blood is to Grandpa what coffee is to the rest of us. It kind of
Yeah,
wakes him up, it perks him up.
yeah, gives him a little boost. Nothing like finger
It's
blood to get you going.
when they were filming this scene, there were some issues. Anyways, Gunnar Hansen ended up cutting Marilyn Burns for real for the scene.
Okay. Oh, so he didn't actually suck up blood then?
Wow,
I hope not.
the sucking scene could be separate from the scene where they cut her. I have no idea. I don't want, because of the difficult conditions of the shoot near the end, a lot of people were operating within an inch of their sanity. I think it was Ed Neal, though, that said after the shoot, if he ever saw Toby Hooper again, he would kill him.
Damn.
I think once they got to the end of the shoot, they were all so mentally depleted for a myriad of reasons. And obviously, the conditions weren't ideal. Um, I know John Dugan, it took 5 hours to get him into the makeup, the prosthetics that turned him into Grandpa.
Okay.
And once they got him into the prosthetics, he told Toby Hooper, he said, "I'm not doing this process again." He was very annoyed with wearing all of these prostheses in 100-something degree heat, forcing Hooper to shoot all of Grandpa's scenes, like,
Same
in
day.
one shot. It took 30 hours, so more than one day. Dugan said he wasn't gonna do the process again.
This diva.
No, you know what? I respect it. I respect it. Like, I realize that you're making a movie, and especially all these actors being unknown, people say things like, "You gotta pay your dues." You do have to pay your dues, and you do have to take some shit roles, and you do have to go through some things that are less than pleasant.
Yeah.
This shoot, this movie sounds like the most extreme of that type of situation. So they cut her finger, grandpa sucks on it, and that's when we enter the height of the screaming. And this is where I struggle with this movie. Sally passes out, and then she wakes up a short time later, and she's at the table with Cook, Nubbins, Bubba, and Grandpa, and it looks like a nice, wholesome family dinner scene. If your family was the Manson family. Well, I guess not the Mansons. Bubba was modeled after Ed Gein because he's the serial killer, I think, that took people's skin off.
Yeah, like I think he used different parts of people's bodies to. I don't really know the law exactly. He's not one of my favorite serial killers, if you can call it that.
Or are we ranking serial killers now?
Shall we? That'd be controversial.
Sally is begging, screaming, pleading to be let go. And they're kind of reveling in her terror, in her
Yeah,
trauma.
they're loving it. They're laughing it up.
They're laughing. The more she begs to be set free, the more they kind of laugh in her face. And then she moves from begging to kind of trying to negotiate
Yeah.
for her escape. And then in my notes, it says screaming, screams, screaming, more screaming,
Yeah, that's pretty
screaming,
much.
screaming, screaming. I
That's
hate
a
it
good
so much.
summary of this scene. This is where the movie really gets loud.
Everybody's kind of reveling in her trauma, um, but nobody more than Nubbins and Cook.
Yeah, Cook makes a comment to the effect that he doesn't enjoy killing, but he seems to revel in the psychological and physical torture at least. He really laughs it up during this whole scene. So he's not a good guy in disguise. She kind of targets him for her begging to like be released,
She
which he doesn't go
does.
for.
No, he doesn't. And that's when we get some of Daniel Pearl's magic again.
Damn right.
And that's the close up of Sally's eye as she's screaming. Even without the body language, like you can see the sheer terror in one eye. And she also has very beautiful eyes. I think they're green.
As you say, it really conveys the terror that she's going through right now.
It's not a complicated formula. It's just
No.
here's her eye.
Yeah.
That's when we learn that Grandpa is the best killer that ever was. And we kind of get into the allegories between their human victims and the cattle at the slaughterhouse. Grandpa is the one that's going to finish Sally, which ultimately is probably the reason she ends up escaping.
Yeah, that's a strategic error. Like, he's past his best, I dare say. He's like 2025 Mike Tyson.
Oh my God. Um,
He hasn't got it anymore, guys.
we're sorry, Mike Tyson. Please don't come looking for us. It's a
I
little
mean,
bit unhinged.
if he
Let's not.
if he comes looking at for us at that point, like it's no big deal, really.
I guess a correlation can be made because he has bitten off in somebody else's ear, so maybe he's got some cannibal qualities to him too.
Maybe.
But had Cook, Nubbins, or Bubba been the one holding the sledgehammer, would have been the end for Sally.
Grandpa's he's not built for this anymore. He should have been retired, really.
But it's also sweet in that they want to make
It's
Grandpa
sweet
feel. It is. They want to make Grandpa feel like he's still
in a
useful.
warped kind of way.
They want him to feel like he's still got it. So they put the sledgehammer in his hand and they hold her head over a bucket.
Yeah,
He misses every shot. They have to physically put the sledgehammer in his hand. And I think at one point somebody even does the swing for him and
yeah. I think that happens a couple of times.
they how do I put this?
They
Grandpa couldn't
they
hit
carry it.
water from a boat. And even with them, the assist from Cook and Nubbins and Bubba, It's still they keep missing.
Yes, Sally gets a bit of a head wound, but it's not enough to subdue or kill her.
I mean, in fact, that's kind of the impetus for her escaping
Yeah,
their grasp because at this point, they have untied her.
and they get so caught up in helping Grandpa that she's able to like wrest herself free.
Yep, and that's when we get that iconic scene where she jumps through the window of the front of the Sawyer house and
Yeah,
has
her
that
second window jump.
her second window jump. One more window jump than we have chainsaw deaths.
Do you feel like in the first window jump that it was sort of reminiscent? I mean, I know it came earlier, but it's kind of reminiscent of a scene in Friday the 13th Part 4 where someone else like jumps out of a window and then
Trish,
there's this shot of Jason looking down on them. It's very similar the first time it happens with Leatherface. I wonder if that was intentional.
we all know that Jason loves to push a bitch through a window.
So true.
Yeah, I agree with that. The first window jump, because Sally jumps out the window and then you pan up to Bubba, who's just standing there looking down on her.
I mean, that's what I got the sense that maybe Friday 4, not, I don't know if it's intentional, but it's certainly similar.
It's just a way to kind of pay respect to these filmmakers that have done something that you just can't top.
Yeah, for sure. And like I say, I wondered at the time when we watched it last night whether it was an intentional homage or not.
All
It's very similar.
roads, all roads
Or it's,
lead back to Friday the 13th on this
oh,
podcast.
yeah,
Even though this movie came first, like we're always going to find a way to turn the conversation in Jason's direction when and
uh,
if we can.
yeah, as we should. I mean, that's where the podcast title comes from. So we
It
owe it to
is.
Jason, really.
And we both love Jason so much.
He's all right. Yeah.
So much. Stop that. No,
No, Jason's like number one for me.
we love him
The
very
slasher
much.
villains go.
We get the second window jump from Sally, and but then after she jumps the window, she has a driveway to clear, and I swear it looks like it's 10 miles long. This is why I would not be a good final girl. I would just get into the fetal position
Won't give
and
up.
and wait to die. Like just come and kill me and make it quick, please.
I'm over this.
But she runs down what feels like an endless driveway with Bubba and Nubbins behind her.
Nubbins gets a few slashes in with his knife.
She gets to the road and we have this tractor trailer and she's trying to get the driver's attention. In the process, Nubbins is hit by the truck. R.I.P. Nubbins, my precious little
Yeah,
baby.
he gets taken out by the truck, mangled. I think, if I remember correctly, they like shot that in reverse and then reverse the footage to make it look how it does in the actual finished film. That's what happens. I feel like I remember that from a making of documentary that I watched like a
I
while ago. I need one about the whole series that's sort of like Crystal Lake Memories. I love those really super long horror movie documentaries.
We need that for every franchise.
Exactly right. You get it. Like we
We
have a
need
Chucky
that.
one now.
We have well, the Chucky one is not as in depth as it could be.
So, yeah.
I need something like that for the Halloween franchise. I need something like that for the Texas Chainsaw franchise.
But I say that we need one for the Leprechaun franchise too. I want like these big, huge documentaries for B movies as well.
I'm never gonna say no. I love documentaries about horror movies and the production of horror movies and all the behind the scenes stuff. I find it really fascinating.
Scream too.
So yeah, Scream, Leprechaun, whatever. I'm not dying to see a Leprechaun one, but I will watch it. Hatchet. There's so much opportunity here. And yes, I want specifically for the purposes of like what we're discussing, I want one on TCM.
Sure.
Unfortunately, Toby Hooper, Gunnar Hansen, Marilyn Burns, and Paul Partain have all passed away.
Yeah.
So, you'd have to use a lot of archive footage. It could be done, but can we get this done quickly before more people expire? Is Daniel Pearl still alive?
I don't know. No, Toby Hooper died years ago. Daniel Pearl, I don't know. I hear you typing.
Do you? Whoops, I was trying to do it softly.
You love
I
the
don't have a
Bronx?
date of death on IMDb.
Hell yeah, that's a good sign.
So I look, can we just get our extensive Texas Chainsaw documentary and cover every single installment from the original all the way up to the Netflix one? I want, stupid little anecdotes and stories. This is the
For
stuff
sure.
that I love.
Yeah, I agree. Give us that TCM Super Doc.
They made a lot of creative choices, like in frames leading up to something that involved Leatherface. So something that's supposed to be tense or scary or uncomfortable, they would remove a few frames to make it feel more abrupt. This is
Mm,
what Daniel Pearl said. They were employing little tricks to kind of
mm,
mess with the viewer's mind. So like there's so many stories there, and you say that they shot the final scene backwards and put it together that way. These are the things I want to know. And because Toby Hooper is no longer with us, Daniel Pearl might be the only person who's able to answer those questions. Well, him and Kim Henkel,
mm.
because Henkel is still alive too. But can we get this done? Can we get this documentary done, please, before we lose more of these people?
Yeah, we demand it.
So R.I.P. Nubbins. Nubbins is dead. He's roadkill.
Flattened. It's just like the armadillo.
And Bubba then nicks his leg with the chainsaw.
This is after Sally, like, runs in front of a passing truck, right? Guy jumps out. He gets a shot in on Bubba, which is how Bubba gets downed. And that's when
Okay.
he slices into his leg.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So this
And
truck
then
driver gets out and tries to run, and Bubba chainsaws himself,
he's kind of a hero.
which you hear Bubba kind of cry out in pain. And the reason is that they put a metal plate on his leg to protect him from the chainsaw. And when the chainsaw came in contact with the metal plate, it heated it. So he burned himself.
Yeah, they really did suffer on this set. Damn.
They really did. Now you have so much oversight in filmmaking when they do stuff like this, where I think studios and unions will not allow actors to be placed in compromising positions. Whereas in the 70s, for lack of a better word, I think a lot of filmmakers and film productions, they would kind of MacGyver something as best they could.
Yeah. Especially on indie movies like this.
So he chainsaws himself slightly, and this is when the real hero of the movie shows up. Some random man in a pickup truck. He slows down just enough to let Sally get in.
Yeah.
And at this point, Bubba is trying to restart his chainsaw, and it's not going very well. She jumps into the cab just as Bubba gets his chainsaw started again. The driver starts to drive away.
Yeah.
Gunnar Hansen and his lifts are no match for a Ford F-150 or whatever the
Uh,
hell that pickup truck was. So
was
Sally
it?
gets away.
I think it was a Chevrolet.
I don't really care. It's just a pickup truck. So Sally gets away and
And I guess
probably,
I guess the truck driver gets away as well because he's running in the opposite direction.
well,
So,
we don't know what happened.
well,
We didn't get
the actor shows up in the second movie, plays a different role, but is it like a chili cook-off or something?
we don't get you kn- we don't get the post-credits scene.
But this isn't an MCU movie.
This is why we need a TCM documentary.
The Russo brothers did not touch this movie.
Did the truck stop with the Russo brothers? You are very mistaken about who's in charge of the MCU.
Okay,
Anyways,
I'll take your word for it.
this is why this is why we need a TCM documentary to fill in the gaps. I want to know what happened to this
Sure.
truck driver. Did he just run
Yeah.
for 27 miles?
I
Did
mean,
he
we're trying our
collapse?
best, but we couldn't do so much.
Did he collapse in the Texas heat? Like, I want answers. Sally is in the back of the pickup truck, and she's driven away to safety. We never really
No,
see or hear from her again.
she
And
gets a
then
few laughs in. She's kind of
it's not,
manic.
it's not laughing. That I don't even know what that sound is. It sounds
Sort of
like
like
like a
half.
hyena,
Yeah, it's like screaming, laughing. It's sort of like an insane
like a
imbalance
maniacal,
of
maybe a
emotions.
maniacal laugh where she's
Yeah,
happy to get away from him.
yeah, like that
And
guy in the Muppets movie. Maniacal laugh.
and that's when Bubba does his sexy little dance. I think that's
It's
how he
sexy, is it?
Well,
That's how you see it.
I think that's how he seduces people.
Like a it's like one of
So,
those exotic birds that does a
Gunnar
dance to
Gunnar
attract females.
Hansen and Toby Hooper had a lot of conversations about Bubba's mannerisms. And Gunnar Hansen even went to a school for mentally handicapped people to understand their mannerisms better. Hansen had to figure out a way to convey certain emotions without speaking. And he kind of let Gunnar.
There has to be some sort of physical expression of that, since he can't verbally express it.
And Hansen came up with this chainsaw dance, if you will.
Yeah,
And
and it works.
it does work. The leather face mask was very limiting. It removed Hansen's peripheral vision, which also kind of affects your depth perception, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, there were a few people in that scene that involved in the shooting of that scene who had to kind of jump back, including Hooper. What we got was, I want to say, the
it's
most
worth it.
iconic shot in the movie. The most iconic, up there with Red Shorts. Like
Yeah,
both are kind
those
of on
those are the
par.
two that spring to mind for me, and it certainly works. I like that little detail that people were having to like jump out of the way during the shooting of it. That sort of adds to it, and it's such a
These poor
memorable ending.
actors, like, just my hats off to all of you for enduring this filming process and pulling off one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Exactly.
This is where we get to the part where I say that the
Where
movie is 5 stars, but that I don't like it.
you don't like this 5-star movie. I agree that it's 5 stars. We're on the level on that.
It's a 5-star movie that is not an enjoyable viewing experience for me.
Yeah, I would certainly say it's the most ripped off movie in horror. As much as Halloween and Friday the 13th had an impact on slashers, certainly, like, through the decades, I've seen, I think, more TCM rip-offs than anything else.
Well,
So it's had an impact.
TCM established some very important tropes in the slasher genre. It
Yeah,
did a lot of things that we had never seen before in a movie. This movie had the opportunity to be extremely fucking gory. I mean, Hooper could have just gone and made a fucking snuff film.
yeah.
He limited the blood. He limited the gore.
Yeah, or
We don't we don't get any practical effects.
yeah,
Really, we don't see, the hook piercing someone's skin. Even when Franklin dies, the only chainsaw death in the movie, it's all very implied. It's all set up to look a certain way without giving you these graphic images. I think everybody has to feel this way about a certain movie where you recognize the film's importance, but you just don't personally like it. Do you have a movie like that?
oh, damn. Well, the spot now.
No, but like it's a valid question.
You asking me or them?
Right now I'm asking you.
Um, I don't know really. I sort of like disturbing, uncomfortable movies, so I guess I don't
Well,
have that same perspective. I
so
guess maybe the Poughkeepsie tapes springs to mind as a movie that I thought was like a really great found footage movie that's like really uncomfortable and disturbing, and I've never felt the need to rewatch.
I'm not so okay, I'm not talking about, yes, about uncomfortable or disturbing, and I guess I have to explain myself a little better. So yes, it is a 5-star movie. The cinematography is perfect. It is iconic on so many levels, but I have sensory issues. So
Yeah, this is kind of an assault on the senses.
it is.
It's a loud movie.
I My sensory issues are triggered, I don't wanna say very easily, but there are very specific things that trigger my sensory issues. And another movie that does this for me is The Hills Have Eyes, the original. It's a great movie. I don't enjoy watching it because it's just screaming from start to finish. Screaming, 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 screaming. It's really the final act. Mind you, Franklin, there's a few moments where he triggers my sensory issues too. Because and this isn't just with a movie. All in real life, this will be the same thing. If I have somebody talking to or at me in a very chaotic, excitable way. Like my brain just goes to a place of, "Oh my god, will you just shut the fuck up?" I can't handle it. I don't process that kind of sound very well. Like I guess it's difficult to explain. The second there's like a chaotic um there's a chaotic vibe to how you're speaking to me, I will absorb that energy. But I absorb all energy. I'm just that no, but it goes hand in hand with empathy. So if somebody's really happy, I'm gonna feel that. If somebody's really sad, I'm gonna feel that. If somebody's traumatized, I'm gonna feel that. I think some people are able to watch movies like this and not absorb it the way that I do. And look,
Yeah,
I get what Toby Hooper was trying to do. He's trying to put us in Sally's shoes. He wants us to feel the trauma. And that is a very effective filmmaking technique that works in this movie. It just doesn't work for me personally
yeah. I mean,
because of
I
how I
guess
receive it.
I guess the only movie that actually impacts me on that sort of sensory level that I don't like, and it's a movie that I hate. Actually, it's not a movie that I love. I don't think I have a movie that I love that affects me the way that you're talking about.
But
But
I'll
in the
yeah,
in this same franchise, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next
Next
Generation.
Generation. I knew you were
Oh
gonna
my
go there.
god! Oh my god!
So
That movie just it irritates me. It's constant noise, constant chaos,
and that's fair,
and
and
and I do. I think I've said to you before that I find it a little a little odd that Sally bothers you so much and that movie doesn't, because you like that movie. I
so
find it so aggravating.
okay, that's valid. Here's the thing. You say I like Next Gen. I don't dislike Texas Chainsaw. That's the distinction that I want people to understand. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a great fucking movie. I don't enjoy watching it.
Yeah,
Like, and I guess it sounds weird to say out loud, but it's the same thing with Next Gen. I don't watch Next Gen often. And like I realize how
rightly
silly
so.
this sounds. There's screaming and horror. That's fine. I don't mind screaming. But when an entire 20, 30 minutes is dedicated to constant screaming, I struggle. That's just what it is. I struggle.
Yeah,
Scream, fine, but then move on.
get over it, Sally.
It's a struggle. And then when I'm done watching it, there's like a there's a ringing in my ears. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
It's an assault on my ears. And I'll tell you right now, one night I made the mistake of doing the double feature. Texas Chainsaw followed by The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, damn.
I did not sleep that night. I think I laid in bed
Fetal
with like
position.
pillows over my ears and I was just rocking myself trying to like calm myself.
All I can hear is Sally.
It's the energy. You know what it is? The best way I could put it, it's the energy that it transfers to me by watching it.
Sure. Well, it's a very immersive movie in that sense, which I like. I think it's a great movie. I
It's
think
it,
it,
but I don't disagree. 5 stars. It's a great movie. And
5 stars for me too, actually. It's
maybe
one
I'm
of those rare
crazy.
5 stars.
I want to know if there's anybody else out there that feels that way about any movie where you recognize its importance. You've even maybe rated it 5 stars, but that the viewing experience takes a toll on you, I guess is the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
I try to put it into words that make it easy to understand. It's hard to explain, but how can you understand it when you watch it and you don't get the same feeling from it that I do?
Yeah. It's hard to describe a feeling. It's one of the best movies, in my opinion, at least. Where do you rank it in the franchise?
Third.
Third. What's ahead of it?
So my favorites of the franchise are tied. Top spot belongs to the reboot and TCM2. I like them both
Okay.
equally. Look, Texas Chainsaw isn't going to make it on my top 20 slashers list ever, but
Okay.
that's my personal preference, and that doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. It's just like for me, top 20. When you talk about your favorite movies, a big factor in that is rewatchability.
Sure.
if not the most important factor. I can't rewatch it that often. It's an assault on my senses.
Well, for me, it's my opinion is it's one of the greatest horror movies ever. For me, it's still the best in the franchise, even though I do love the remake, and
But
I love the prequel to the remake as well, and TCM2.
my ranking is based on a physical tick, is the
Yeah,
best way I could put it, that I experience when I watch it. So that's something that is personal to me. I enjoy the reboot and TCM2 more, but the original is the most important movie in the franchise.
sure.
That
It's one of the most important horror movies.
ever.
Period.
Exactly. And it's down to me being able to remove my personal experience with the movie and separate the two.
Yeah,
There's not liking a movie. This is something different. The viewing experience is not a positive one for me
yeah. It's responding to a movie, really.
for reasons that are unfortunately beyond my control. So
We can't
I,
fix her, guys.
it's not my favorite, but the reason it's not my favorite has nothing to do with the movie being shit because it's not shit. It's very difficult for me to explain my relationship with this movie. People just kind of look at me like I'm nuts. But two things can be true. It is one of the greatest horror movies of all time, and I don't enjoy watching it.
It's a tough movie,
It is.
which again I like about it. Do you like the 2006 prequel to the remake?
I love it,
Okay,
but I get very angry at the end.
when Georgiana Brewster gets her back blown out.
Okay, can you not put it like that? Because that makes it sound like something positive. And Bubba
You
just
gotta spin it.
fucking ends her. Okay, I hate that Chrissy dies in New Beginning. I hate it. And when I say that to people, they're like, well, what do you expect? It's a prequel. What do you mean, what do I expect? Let me ask you something right now.
Okay,
Is there something about New Beginning that makes it inherent
you
that
mean the
she did?
beginning?
Oh, fuck. Did
New
I
beginning is
just.
Friday. It's
All
the
right.
beginning.
The beginning, whatever. Is there something inherent about that movie that makes it very clear to the viewers that Chrissy will not survive?
One, not necessarily. I guess since if you know it's a prequel going in, there's the assumption that they're not getting away because obviously the events of the 2003 movie have to happen. Okay.
Well, yeah, because if she didn't die, she would have escaped. She would have gone to the police.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And so I guess that's kind of people's take. I hate that she died, especially because she was free. She was at the door. All she had to do was run, and she went back for fucking jugs. Like, what the hell?
Jokes.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was her name
I
in the
forget her
movie?
name. I know what you're referring to though. That's like my third favorite of the franchise, by the way.
I love New Beginning. My problem is with Chrissy dying.
It's a new beginning again.
Oh, Jesus. But probably the most special movie to me is the 2003 reboot.
Because
And 2003 Bubba gets my panties wet. He is hot. Oh my God. I need therapy. But
I've been saying this.
I love his version of Bubba. All this to say, I enjoy watching the reboot better. But it doesn't have the icon status that the original has. And so the original, it's more important in the annals of horror.
I
I
think
know
it's pronounced annals, but
it is annals and I don't care.
we're
But
gonna say annals in this podcast. It's what people expect, really.
right? Who doesn't love some anal? It's
It's one of the most influential horror movies of all time, no question. Maybe even the most, at least in terms of slasher movies. Certainly, certainly for me, it's the most ripped off. But then I watch a lot of low budget slop that just defaults to the Texas Chain Saw Massacre format, and that's why if you haven't watched it yet, you're kind of a failed horror fan. So go watch it. What are you listening to us for? Stop this podcast, unsubscribe, and go watch
what?
TCM.
Go what?
What?
No.
Too far.
Why unsubscribe? You're such a jackass.
You can cut that out if you don't like it. It's fine.
No, I'm gonna leave it in because I want people to know that you're a jackass. Oh
Okay.
my
Damn.
god.
This is the episode where I finally get exposed.
You literally said you were sick of my shit last episode, so
Did you keep that in?
I
Damn.
did keep it
Rude.
in. Oh, so
It
you
was
want
a
me to
joke.
edit out your less desirable moments, I
Not
guess.
necessarily. I mean, as long as you look worse than me.
Oh wow. Just listen to the last couple of minutes
Yeah.
and
We're
then
about to
go
cook
watch
right
the
now.
movie. But don't fucking unsubscribe. Don't listen to this guy. Like he's like 5 beers
Yeah.
deep probably at this point. Like no.
Free. They're big beers, though. That's what you need to do. Unsubscribe and then resubscribe.
Stop it. Oh my god, I'm going to mute you. I have control here.
That's right. You're hosting this whole podcast. Like, she's the dominant one here, guys.
It's the way you like it. Shut up.
What? What? What's this law you're creating for me?
I mean, it's true, but she shouldn't say it. Is what you meant to say.
File.
5 stars
Yeah,
from both of us for this
totally.
movie. Um
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. That's special for you. But
We don't even know what we're doing next week, though, do we?
I have an idea that we're going
Oh,
to
okay.
like
Oh, hell yeah. I anticipate this eagerly.
all I will say is that my idea does not involve an episode about a movie,
Oh, this twist.
about something that
I'm
I can't even
interested.
describe it because that's just going to spoil it.
I'm intrigued. Okay,
So,
nice.
5 stars for you, 5 stars for me, but my 5 stars has a little asterisk attached to it.
Like, if there's any other podcasts about this movie, just disregard.
No, we're not doing that. We support all podcasts, small
So
and
true.
large. But that's it. That has been the Texas Chain pause
So
Saw Massacre because there is a pause and a space between chain and saw.
there is.
And if you didn't know that
Interesting
before,
choice.
you know that now.
Yeah, that's the takeaway
Knowledge
for
is
this
power.
episode.
G.I. Joe.
Is that a G.I. Joe reference? Knowledge is power.
It is.
Okay, I only know the more you know thing with the rainbow.
From back in the day.
As you say, that's the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. 5-star banger, classic. One of the greatest slashes ever. There, I said it.
You're absolutely right. I support that.
Anything else?
I'm pretty sure that
Good.
does it. So, you know what that means.
What it means is that unlike last week where we lied and we said we were going to see you next Tuesday, this this week we actually mean it. So, dear listeners, we will see you next Tuesday.